Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been meaning to do this video for ages to talk a little bit about my experience living in Colchester, because when I did my first video, I had only been living here for a short period of time. So I was only going by that experience. So I'm really excited to be back and talk a little bit more and hopefully address some of the things that people have commented on my previous video and that people have messaged me about. I'm not an expert on living in Colchester or Essex, but I'm hoping that I can give a bit more insight and a bit more information and put some extra sort of resources and links in the description box below. So before we get into it, I just want to say, I know it's been a long time since I've done a video and I'm hoping at some point in the near future to be more consistent. But till then, please bear with me. And in the meantime, please like and subscribe the video. Like it if you like it. If you don't, then give me some feedback. I always appreciate that. Obviously no negative energy, but any good feedback, constructive feedback would be really helpful. And yeah, share the video, like, subscribe. Also, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I was trying to get 100 subscribers and we've made it. I've passed 100 subscribers. Thank you guys. Like, every single person subscribed to this channel, may God bless you. Okay, I hope you believe in God, and if you don't, well, either way, may God bless you, or whatever you believe in. I hope it brings you joy and success, because I really appreciate the support, and hopefully this page will continue to grow. My next milestone now that I'm working towards is 500 subscribers. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead. There's going to be more content coming, I can assure you of that. So hopefully it's going to be useful. And I'm actually working on a couple of projects behind the scenes that I will be coming on here and talking about soon. I've got a really clear focus and vision for this page now and for this channel now. So hopefully you can follow me along on the journey. But in the meantime, let's live in Colchester for almost 2 years. I still remember when we came to like view properties and things like that. And we first started coming to Colchester. And we really loved the vibe, we loved the ambience, we loved the atmosphere. And I can't believe, like, my daughter was just, I think she was like a newborn then. She was like a couple of months old. Now she's almost 3. So you can see how long it's been that we've been here and we've been on this journey. And to be honest with you, I have nothing but good things to say about it. That's the honest truth. Um, the reason why I made my original video was because as a black person moving into an area that I knew was predominantly like a white English area and coming from London, I just wanted to make sure that that wasn't going to cause a problem for me and my family, that there wasn't going to be any negative energy. And I personally, from my own experience, can hands on heart say it has not. In fact, I've been overwhelmed with how nice people are in this area. My neighbors are amazing. I love them. I'll never forget. I'll do a separate video about one of the reasons why I haven't really been making videos. I've had some health issues I've been battling, and I'll never forget one day being so unwell after I just had my baby. I was on my own because my husband sometimes works night shifts, and my neighbor actually was the one who I could call on to take me to the hospital, who stayed with me, stayed with my baby. Like, that's how nice my neighbors are. And I can't even tell you all the things my neighbors have done just out of a pure kind heart. And maybe I'm just fortunate, but I do think there's a neighborly feel and energy in Colchester based on my experience. Anyway, it might be a unique experience, I don't know, but I generally feel just walking around, you say hello to people say hello to people, smile, people are friendly. I've been to other areas where I know it's not quite the same. And I've got some other stories for you guys. I've got other stories about other parts of Essex that I've even visited, not even lived in, just as a visitor, that I felt clear cut hostility for absolutely no reason, just unprovoked. I've never experienced that in Colchester. Like, people are just nice, people are pleasant, people are lovely, people greet you, people treat you with respect. When I first moved, I was very much like, I did notice a lot more that there was, oh, I didn't, when I first moved, I did notice a lot more that there were, that I was like, that there wasn't that many like black people. But I will say in the last 2 years, there's a lot more diversity in Colchester. A lot more people have moved in. I know there's a lot of students that have come in, lots of families have come in, lots of people have come in. So now when I walk around Colchester, it feels a lot more multicultural than when I moved in. I would say it was multicultural before, like a little bit, but now definitely I feel like it's more multicultural. It's still predominantly a white area though, but it's a really lovely area, really nice people. So that's just the people side of things. So let me go on to the area itself and sort of resources and amenities. In my previous video, I talked about some of the things I've been able to find and access. I can't remember what I covered already, but I will say some of the things that are specifically helpful to Black people, African people that are available. So I have my younger brother living with me. I'll talk about that another time. And my husband as well. They've both been able to find a barber, no problem. I've managed to find a hairdresser and a hair salon and a makeup artist, all based within the area that serve Black clients. Yes, so I've been able to find like good nail shops, everything basically, and we have all the big supermarkets. We've got a massive M&S, we've got Waitrose, we've got your Asda's, your Tesco's, your Aldi's, your Lidl's, we've got everything. So I've never had to leave Colchester. Excuse me. We've got African food shops as well. I think there's three. So in terms of um, that kind of thing, your day-to-day needs, hair products, things like that, no issues. Um, I do still buy things from my usual like London base or other areas type of things, like my wigs, like I've mentioned before, like I get my wigs made. I have someone in London that tends to do that for me, or someone based in Thurrock who does that for me. So I do tend to still use that because I think with things like that, it's really about like who you like more so than what's available near you, and they can always post it, so it's not really a big deal. Um, but yeah, there's lots of little cafes. There's a lovely cafe chain around Colchester called Coffee Hog. Um, if you live in Colchester, definitely check them out. I really like them because they have a kid friendly area where the kids can play, and they have a really beautiful decor. And yeah, it's just a really nice place to go for like a breakfast or a brunch, meet up with friends, maybe do a little bit of work if you need to, and just like chill and relax. And you could definitely bring your kids along too. So that's a nice place. And in town, there's lots of new coffee shops and restaurants. Even in other parts of Colchester, there's like a really nice restaurant called Mimosa. I think it's called Mimosa, which is like which part of Colchester would I say it is? It's more like um, there's like a little like industrial estate area where I used to actually work, so it's near there. So I'll put some links in the description box actually of some of the restaurants and things that I've talked about that you can check out, and some of the um, like spots, because I think that would be helpful just to kind of help you out. So yeah, so that's that. In terms of education, my younger brother who's 15, he's in year 11, he lives with me. He came when he was in year 10, and he has had a great experience with his school. There has been one or two little incidents, but the school have dealt with it really, really well. But to be honest, there's not been much. Obviously, he's a teenager. He was raised in London, moved to Thurrock when he was in secondary school, and then he's come to me. So his experience is very much multicultural. So I think it was quite an adjustment for him going to an area that is not as multicultural. And I think as a teenager, you feel those things a little bit more. But he's adjusted so well. The school is fantastic, in my personal opinion. I can't praise them anymore. The amount of resources and what they've put into him for his GCSEs, free private tuition they've put in place for him, trips, every opportunity going, he gets them, like every opportunity going, and they view him so highly. And he's never, even when he's had little issues, like there was one incident that I know that there's schools that would have dealt with it very differently, and kind of demonized him, but they didn't. It happened, they dealt with it, they moved on, they went back to treating him the same way they've always treated him. And I respect them for that, because I know there's a lot of schools that will label a child for a mistake and judge them for it forever. So for me, that's been a pleasant experience. Then when I think of my daughter's nursery, my goodness, also amazing, fantastic. I know not all the nurseries, just like in anywhere, not all the nurseries are great. You just have to really do your research and hope that you find a good nursery. And if it's not a good fit, don't force it, move on and find somewhere else, I would say. But in my experience in Colchester, the nursery my daughter goes to, yet again, she is so well looked after. And my little baby goes there now as well, just 4 hours a week. And they are treated so well, honestly. Like, they're treated so, so well. And the staff really make an effort. They really want to make sure they do things properly. Like, they want to know how to pronounce their names. They want to understand their culture. They want to understand what's important to them. They want to understand our like religious beliefs. They really want to know about us. They don't just, like some places just like prefer to be ignorant and be like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, I was like, they'll be like, no, we want to know. Like, we want to check. We want to make sure you're happy with this. You're comfortable with this. And honestly, I have the utmost respect for them. I think they're brilliant. So yeah, all in all, I must say my experience has been fantastic in that respect. My daughter's going to be going to primary school soon, and I'm not too keen on the ones near us, so I'm a bit stuck with that. But to be honest, there's other things going on that might affect that anyway, which will be for another video when I update you guys on like life updates and things happening and things I'm doing. Um, so that's that. The other thing I was going to talk about was what people ask me about is accommodation. Unfortunately, I don't feel like I could help that much with that topic because I'm just not an expert on it and I don't really know much. But I will say the websites I tend to look at when it comes to anything sort of accommodation based are Zoopla and Rightmove. There's also Open Rent. Those are the three that I tend to look at, and I will link those as well. There's going to be a lot of links in this description box of this video. I will link those as well. So yeah, those are good places, especially if you're international, you're not from the UK. I think that could be quite a helpful place to start. I do think there's a lot of student friendly accommodation because I know there's a lot of people that come to the University of Essex. So yeah, you should be able to find accommodation. In terms of prices, um, off the top of my head, because I've been looking into this recently, I can only tell you the price of sort of 3 bed properties in the area, what I've seen on average, and I would say anything from like 1,200, £1,200 a month to like £1,500 a month for a decent quality, reasonable 3 bed property is what I would say, which I would definitely say is probably more expensive than when we first moved. But as everybody knows, cost of living, everything's going up. Like, it's still significantly cheaper. Like, when I look at London prices now, I'm just like, how are people eating in London? How are they eating? How are they paying their bills? And how are they going out? Because the property prices, the rental prices in London, wow, is all I can say. I'm just like, I don't know how people are doing it because like it's not like salaries are massively going up. I guess more people are becoming wealthier, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I just don't know how people are doing it. You have to have a top job to rent in London now. Whereas I think here, um, you can still get paid relatively well here doing whatever your career is and have a comfortable living and be able to afford a property and be able to afford in terms of different things, buying things around, like obviously supermarkets is the same wherever you go pretty much. But I have noticed that like things like restaurants, like if you want to buy like chicken and chips or if you want to go to like a cafe, compared to when I used to live in East London and I could get like a fry up for a fiver or £6 or something, probably include a cup of tea with it as well. Like in Colchester, if you want to fry up, bring £12, bring £15. Like it things like that I find a bit more expensive, maybe because of the less competition. There's that. That's accommodation, cost of living. I would definitely say it's more affordable. The other thing I really like about Colchester is that I find it to be quite a peaceful area. Like I said in my previous video, if you like noise, if you like party, if you like energy, if you like to live in an energetic neighborhood with lots going on and like parties and boom, 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 you might not like Colchester. But personally, for me, I'm one of those people I like to drive or take transport to somewhere interesting and fun and then come back home to my peace and quiet. That's what I love. So for me, like coming home to a peaceful place where I feel very safe. So the other thing I wanted to talk about as well is like activities, especially if you're a mum and you got kids or your dad and you got kids, your family. There's so many great activities to do. So firstly, you've got Colchester Zoo. I think even if you don't live in Colchester, go to Colchester Zoo. It's a really nice zoo. It's wonderful. I believe it's got free parking. Lovely day out, and the kids will enjoy it. It's got a soft play. It's got all lovely, beautiful animals and features, so that's good. We're quite close to Ipswich. So last summer I took the kids to Jimmy's farm in Ipswich and they loved that. They loved that. We loved it. It was so good seeing all the different animals. Like it was nice. It's very country. There's beaches nearby. So we live about 12 minutes from the beach. A really nice beach too. One of the beaches with the lovely multicolored beach huts. So we go there in the summer. We always go to the beach in the summer, which is really nice. And if you want to stay down there, you can. There's lots of like caravan, like nice caravans and lodges you can stay in. So that's a nice thing to do. There's lots of country parks. So like for example, there's Highwoods Country Park, which also has the beach in there, has a big playground. You can go for nice country walks, walk your dog, spend time with your family, fresh air, crisp, lovely. Um, there's loads of like woods and natural areas. We've got a massive, beautiful like heritage park in the middle of town as well. It's huge. It's very beautiful, very nice park. Um, I definitely feel it's like up there in terms of parks in the UK. Personal opinion. Don't quote me on it. Personal opinion, but it's a beautiful park. It's called Castle Park, and it's yeah, it's nice. And they do different activities. There's cafes in there, ice cream trucks in there. They have bouncy castles in the summer. They have a sand area for the kids with like I think it's like a pirate ship or something, sand area. So there's loads of different activities to do. I've never even had the chance to walk around the whole park because it's so big. I've not actually walked around the whole entire park. It's massive. So yeah, so we take the kids there in the summer. Yeah, there's a few restaurants. I would say one of the biggest downsides for me is food. I don't feel there's enough variety of food. Like you get your standard chain restaurants around here, and there are a couple of like bespoke restaurants as well. But I haven't really been to any of those. I need to try them, but I haven't had a chance. So maybe I'll have a better view. But there's new things coming all the time. Um, there's some nice spas. So there's one that I've been meaning to go to, but it's like a overnight spa like package. So I haven't been able to go yet because there's nowhere to put the kids at the moment. But I want to try that. I think it's called Five Lakes, which is like a massive one. But there's also Bannatyne Spa in Colchester, and it's beautiful. And the service, my husband treated us for our anniversary, not last year, the year before. And we went, oh, it was the service was top tier. It was brilliant. Like firstly, that day we had a mix up in the nursery. So I thought my daughter was in nursery. She wasn't. So she had to come with us. So they changed around our treatments. We were supposed to have them together. They changed the times. Then we obviously couldn't use our full spa thing because we couldn't get in the water. She couldn't go in with us. So they were like, come back another time and do that bit, like complimentary. Some places wouldn't be like that. They were like, not our problem. They were happy to have it. And the the staff, they had a nice restaurant that had a beautiful mocktail, really nice food, and the staff were just so friendly. They were playing with my daughter, and the grounds are beautiful. So yeah, it's got a really nice, peaceful, lovely spa, and it's quite close to where we live as well. So yeah, cultures are small, so it's not hard to get around different places, especially if you've got a car. If you don't, yeah. So one thing about Colchester, if you don't have a car, you will suffer. You will suffer. So yeah, I would say if you don't drive and you're like a Londoner, public transport type of person, either get your license or get a car. Um, yeah, like if you have a license but you don't drive, then I would get a car to live in Colchester comfortably because the transport can be a bit dodgy. But when you do use it, it's clean. People are friendly yet again. So yeah, I think I've covered quite a lot. If you guys feel there's anything more I can cover, I'm trying to be as comprehensive as possible. Like I said, I'm going to put some links down below, so that it can help anyone who's like new to the area or thinking of moving to the area have some information. Um, and yeah, I hope that helps. Oh, the last thing that I will just touch on is, for me, I think the biggest challenge I'm having in Colchester at the moment is that my family don't live around here. They live in another part of Essex. And so, and most of my friends also live in another part of Essex or in London. So for me, I'm doing a lot of driving. I've also changed jobs, and I used to work in Essex. I don't anymore. So I think like it's quite limiting for me in terms of my job prospects and career prospects. It's quite limiting. Um, and also I don't have like the amount of childcare support that I would like. Whereas if I lived closer to family, you know, if I wanted to do a spa weekend, like I was saying, it would be quite easy to arrange. Um, so yeah, so it's just things like that have been difficult. You know, if there's an emergency, you kind of have to hope that someone can come through for you, because your family can't always, like, my family are amazing though. They come to Colchester like that. Like if I need them, they will come, and they're really good. Like I'm so blessed. But you know, you also don't want to inconvenience people all the time as well, make them drive, you know, an hour to come to you kind of thing. So yeah, but overall, we've had a really good experience. My husband loves it here as well. And my husband's Nigerian, from Nigeria, so he's not even like a Londoner. So for him to like it so much, feel so comfortable, he's made a lot of other Nigerian friends. He knows loads of people. Getting work has never been an issue for us. We've always been employed easily. So yeah, we love it here. We really, really like the area. It's been a good move. Even in terms of like financially for us, the property we've bought, we've done quite a lot of work on it, but it's also appreciated in value. So even from a financial perspective, it was a really good move. We probably won't stay in Colchester like long term. We never really planned to. We always knew we would probably move back closer to London. But I would say for the time we're here, it's been a very pleasant experience. And I hope that anyone who decides to move here, if that's their choice, whether you're black or whether you're not black and you just want to know more about living in Colchester, I feel like, you know, I hope you have a good experience, as good as we've had, and that you enjoy living here as much as we've had. But from speaking to other people I know, people who live here like living here generally. So I know you get some like people online and they complain and blah, blah, but you know, everywhere you go, there's always going to be somebody that's just miserable and a complainer. You know, they just have a spirit of miserableness and complaining. So there's, you can find fault. There's never going to be a perfect neighborhood. You can find fault anywhere. But the question is, are you happy overall? Do you have any major complaints? Even when I was living in London, I had a lot more complaints, like traffic, like parking, like people doing drugs in your neighborhood and stuff like that. I don't have those complaints here. So for me, it's a breath of fresh air. I love it. And the people are so nice. I remember in the first couple of months that we moved here, someone we like just met, like literally came to our door and brought us the nicest cupcakes, mate. I remember I had COVID at the time and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I've got COVID. But he made us some cupcakes and he brought them to the door. And I was like, man, this is some good treatment out here. And we just moved in like to the area. I think it'd been like 6 months. So yes, it's very much that kind of vibe, I would say. So yeah, if you're thinking of it, I wish you well. And yeah, thanks for watching today. Remember, like I said, subscribe. Help me get to 500 subscribers, guys. Let's try and get there as soon as we can. Obviously, I know I have to show up for you guys to want to subscribe. I need to give you the content. I know. Please bear with me. It's hard. It's hard. Your girl is out here hustling, out here battling health issues, out here battling life. But I'm still standing and stronger than ever. I'm really pushing forward and I'm going to keep putting my best foot forward to bring you guys more content. So till the next time, you guys take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.